This is WFYI News Now. It's Tuesday, February 24th, and I'm Sarah Neal-Estes. Here are today's Central Indiana and statewide stories. This week, legislation headed to the governor will tighten eligibility for the state's Medicaid and food assistance programs. The move is a priority for Republican lawmakers and aligns with federal efforts to reduce welfare fraud. Democrats proposed numerous amendments that would have exempted Medicaid recipients from strict work requirements, but all failed. Democrats say the bill is more inflexible than federal measures and adds barriers for those who seek assistance. State lawmakers made late amendments to a bill to further restrict who can drive commercial trucks. That comes after high-profile fatal crashes. Caroline Beck reports.
Lawmakers want the state to remove CDLs from drivers who no longer meet the proper requirements for an immigrant work visa or to those who pose a risk to public safety. This move comes after Indiana saw 2 fatal crashes involving semi-trucks this month. The bill also requires anyone applying for CDLs to show proof of proficiency in English. Republican Senator Greg Good says he thinks this is a common-sense move.
And I have witnessed too many times where individuals who are driving semi-trucks who are not paying attention, and I fear may not understand the English language.
The changes faced little pushback from Senate Democrats. I'm Caroline Beck at the State House.
About 50 people gathered in Kokomo last night to pray for ICE detainees held at Miami Correctional Facility. This was the 7th in a series of vigils organized by the multifaith group. Indiana United Methodist Church Bishop Tracy Malone.
Right now, some of the most vulnerable among us are our immigrant and refugee siblings.
The vigil, already planned, came less than a week after a detainee died at Miami Correctional. Religious leaders called for a thorough investigation. A group of businesses united to stop the closure of the Indianapolis downtown heliport. Dear Hartman has more.
Chuck Sirac, a Fort Wayne businessman, formed a group called the Sunlight Coalition to strengthen his fight against the facility's pending closure. The city of Indianapolis's effort to purchase the heliport, which they're expected to use for a proposed soccer stadium, is on pause. The coalition argues the heliport provides value for the local population, such as for medical emergencies. They also claim it's part of a growing air mobility industry. Notable businesses involved include Parkview Health and a number of aviation companies. Along with the coalition, Sirac has found allies in Senator Todd Young and Governor Mike Braun, who have authored letters asking the FAA to keep the heliport open. The purchase by the city won't go through until it gets FAA approval. I'm D.R. Hartman.
And for our final story today, in south central Indiana, the state designated more than 140 acres of forest land in Owen County as a nature preserve. Ron Helmick is an assistant director with the Indiana Department of Natural Resources. He says the property is home to several native Indiana species, including the eastern box turtle and the walking fern.
It provides almost a 7-mile stretch of protected conservation lands in that area of the state. And that's very important towards species having that continuous habitat area.
The property is named Barnaby Woods after former landowner and conservationist Carl Barnaby. Helmick says there are currently no plans to open a trail in the preserve. That's all for this episode of WFYI News Now. Our podcast is produced by Zach Bundy with support from the news team at WFYI and public media journalists across the state. Kendall Antron produced our music, and if you liked today's episode, remember to subscribe and share, and follow WFYI on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube to get the latest updates from our newsroom anytime. Thank you for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.